Hi everyone. In this video, I will be walking you through the course syllabus for English 1B. So on the syllabus page, you can find a copy or a link to the course syllabus here, and that will take you to the syllabus in a Google Doc. All right, so at the beginning here, we have just some information about the class and about me. So you can find my contact information here, my email address. I do have a voicemail through Chaffey College, so if for some reason you need to leave me a voice message, you can do that there. I also have a website, and occasionally I will link relevant content inside our Canvas class for you to read over on my website. Office hours, I do have some scheduled office hours this semester that you can find by clicking on the quick links button on the homepage of our Canvas class. And also you can meet with me by appointment. Okay. For some reason, it's not letting me scroll down here. There we go. Okay. So there's also the course section information here. So this class is fully online, so you need to log into Canvas to be able to participate in our class. First and last days of class listed as well. Next is the course description. First, I've included this quote from John F. Kennedy, former president. It says, "Too often we enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thought." So I really like that quote, and I think that it fits well with our class because this is English 1B, Advanced Composition and Critical Thinking. So, do you really have strong reasons behind the things that you think, or do you just have those opinions and you haven't really thought them out thoroughly? Okay. So this course will focus on writing argumentative essays, which use effective reasoning and rhetorical appeals, avoid logical fallacies, and establish credibility for both you as the writer and your sources. We will read essays, articles, and speeches on a variety of topics and issues. Through class discussions and other assignments, you will practice identifying the arguments and counterarguments within essays, speeches, and articles, and explore the rhetorical strategies and lines of reasoning used. These texts will serve as examples of strong arguments and ideas from which you will draw on to compose your own arguments for your essays. That is my definition or description of the class. Then we also have Chaffey College's definition here, which says, using primarily nonfiction reading models, students emulate and incorporate various rhetorical strategies in the development of written analysis and researched argumentation. Focus on logical analysis, for example, inductive and deductive reasoning and effective reasoning, establishing credibility and emotional appeals to develop persuasive arguments. This course is writing intensive with a minimum production requirement of 6,000 words. It may also be offered as an honors class. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. Okay, next up are the course learning outcomes and course objectives. So these are the things that you should be able to do upon completion of this class. I won't read through each and every one of them, but please pause this video and take some time to read each one of those. Next up is the required course materials. So there are no books that you need to purchase for this class. Our textbook will be essentially this English Composition 2 online open educational resource. It is free and it will have all of our textbook readings. I will also be linking various essays, articles, videos, etc., which will be accessible via the internet on Canvas. You'll also, of course, need an internet connection, device to access online readings and participate in the course through Canvas. I do recommend a physical, like spiral notebook for your personal notes, pens, black, blue, red, and highlighters for annotating and taking notes. A laptop, computer, and even smartphone or tablet can also be used for note-taking and annotating. However, research has shown that physically writing, handwriting, notes, or anything really, improves your retention of the material. So you are more likely to remember and better process information when you write it by hand. So keep that in mind. You also need an active Chafee email account, so make sure that you can access your panther.chafee.edu email account. That is how the school communicates with you. That is how I will sometimes communicate with you. So please make sure you're checking that regularly. You also need access to a word processing software. I think Google Docs is probably the most common these days, but you can also use Microsoft Word or Pages. However, please note that when you are uploading assignments into Canvas, it needs to be in a doc or PDF format. If you're working from Google Docs, if you go over to the File tab and download, you can download your document as a doc or as a PDF, and either one of those would be fine to upload into Canvas. All right, and then I do also recommend that you have a cloud account. If you're using Google Docs, then you already have the Google Drive cloud account, so that's great. Dropbox is another option, or you can go old school with a USB. I think a lot of you in this class are younger and in high school, so probably you're not using USBs. Okay, course policies, attendance. So while attendance in an online course looks different than an in-person course, the fact remains that in any class, attendance is essential to your success. I know that when I was a student, the only classes that I got A's in were the ones for which I was rarely, if ever, absent. And let me just say that I had a fair amount of experience on the other side of the spectrum, that is, not showing up and failing class. That happened to me a few times. So I don't recommend it. You will need to attend class and complete work online through Canvas. I recommend that you log into Canvas about 3 times a week. So it could look something like this. On Monday, to submit any assignments that are due that day and see what assignments and readings are due the coming week. Then on Thursday or Friday, to post or reply in online discussions and submit any assignments that are due Friday. And then on Sunday to see what's due the coming week and submit assignments that are due Monday. So you can work this out however you like, but I recommend at least 2 to 3 times a week that you're logging into Canvas, submitting assignments. You should be using your time well and spreading assignments out throughout the week. Don't try to leave it all for the night before, okay? There will be regular online discussions which require your participation. So your contributions to discussions where you share ideas and opinions and interact with classmates are vital to your success as a student and to the dynamic of this class. I like this quote here. It says, 80% of success is just showing up. All right. Important to note, if you stop attending class, that means if you stop logging into Canvas, completing assigned readings and required assignments, or participating in online discussions, if you stop doing those things and you do not drop this class, you will receive an F. You'll fail the class. It is your responsibility to drop the class. I cannot drop you. I will not drop you from the class if you stop attending. So, that said, please reach out to me if you are struggling. Don't just drop the class without discussing your options with me. Even if you're behind, even if you're missing assignments, please send me an email, send me a message, and let's work through it. Maybe I hope we can find a way to get you caught up and to allow you to pass this class and move forward. Okay, late work. So all assignments are due by midnight on the day that they're listed. So that means you have to submit it by 11:59 because at midnight it will be the next day and it will be late. Homework assignments will remain open for 1 to 2 weeks past the due date. Sometimes I might even leave an assignment open a little bit longer than that. But essay-related assignments will remain open for just 2 days, 48 hours, past the due date. After this grace period, assignments will close, and I generally do not accept late work. It is really important. It is imperative to your success in this class that you complete and submit work on time. So this is where time management comes in. If time management is not your strong suit, then make it a goal this semester that you are really focusing and working on that. Again, don't procrastinate. Don't leave everything to the night before. Stagger your workload. Do a few assignments or readings each day. Please note that emailed papers and assignments generally are not accepted unless you have made some sort of prior arrangement with me. All assignments must be submitted through Canvas. It is your responsibility to know when assignments are due and manage your time so that you are able to complete and submit assignments on time. For essays, you're going to be working on those through multiple different assignments like a topic proposal, an outline, rough draft, tutoring. So these things will all help you build each essay. So you shouldn't really ever be in a situation where it's the night before the final draft is due and you're staring at a blank page. If you do experience some circumstances that prevent you from finishing and submitting your work on time, maybe there's something going on in your personal life, maybe you've been really sick, please reach out to me. Do your best to communicate with me prior to the due date to discuss your options for, making up any assignment. Okay, next, cheating, plagiarism, academic dishonesty. Simply stated, all work that you submit in this class must be your own. Plagiarism ranges from copying a sentence from an article you read and not citing it properly to turning in an entire essay that you didn't write, including the use of AI to write your essay. You will receive 0 points for any plagiarized work, and this may result in the failure of the course. You do need to use proper MLA formatting, in-text citations, and include a works cited page on all of your essays and big assignments. We will be talking about MLA formatting, and I will be providing you with resources so that you can ensure that you're doing those things properly. We will be using Turnitin. So whenever you're submitting an assignment, it will automatically be submitted through Turnitin, and it will check for plagiarism and AI. Final drafts of essays should not exceed 20% similarity with other texts. So 20% is the maximum percent you should have of similarity in your text with other texts. So like if you're citing from articles or websites, those quotes should only make up 20% or less of your text. Everything else should be summarized or in your own words. Okay, so there are lots of resources for you. Chafee does not tolerate plagiarism. That is their policy there. And I included this quote here. It says, we must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. So you're either going to be disciplined, you're going to get the work done, do it yourself, learn through doing, or you're going to regret not doing the work in one way or another. Okay, so a note on AI. Basically, AI is not allowed in this class. I know that it is a very exciting and tempting tool to use, but the only way that you're going to learn how to write and get better at writing is by actually writing the words yourself. Um, Writing is clear writing is clear thinking. So if you cannot write something, then you are not thinking clearly about it. And that is part of the goal of this class. It's critical thinking. And the way that we get to become critical thinkers is by writing out our opinions, figuring out what we believe, finding holes in our arguments or areas where we really don't know as much as we maybe thought we did. If you use AI to write your papers, then you're robbing yourself of the opportunity to learn, to experiment with your creativity, to express and contribute your ideas in an authentic way. College is a place for learning. High school is a place for learning. And this class specifically is a place for learning how to improve your writing. So AI just can't do any of that for you. So I really encourage you to just totally take that option off the table. And if you are using your time well, and if you are staying up to date on assignments, then that should be less of a temptation to, ask AI to write your paper for you if you are doing the work little by little along the way. All right. Okay, classroom etiquette. So even though we're not in a actual classroom, we're still in an online classroom, and you are expected to respect the beliefs and opinions of others. We may be dealing with sensitive, controversial, potentially offensive or triggering content in this class. It is critical thinking, right? So we're going to be dealing with some potentially difficult subjects at times. And while you're not expected to agree on all of these issues, you are expected to be respectful and considerate in all communication, specifically with online discussions. All right. In addition to the content, or as another note on the content, you're expected to maintain a mature, academic, and respectful tone when you're discussing any and all topics. As your professor, I see these topics solely as opportunities for education and awareness. I don't believe that as an educator, it's my role to push any specific viewpoints on my students. In this class, I encourage you, and really for all of your life, I encourage you to approach issues with an open mind and from a place of curiosity, doing your best to really understand another person's point of view and not assuming or judging. This is part of thinking critically. You're assessing the information that you're presented with, you're asking questions, you're doing research, you're coming up with more questions, and it's just kind of like an ever-evolving process. All right. Another quote here, it says, education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. So I think that really applies to this class and some of the things we'll be talking about here. All right, class accommodations. So I have made every effort to make this course accessible to all students, including students with disabilities. If you encounter a problem accessing anything in this class, please contact me immediately through email. You can also reach out to Chaffey College's DPS office with any inquiries regarding available accommodations. Please always feel free to reach out to me to discuss your needs. I'm always willing to work with you, to be flexible, to help you be successful. Okay, assignments and requirements. So in this class, essays and writing assignments are the bulk of your grade. They make up 65% of your grade. You'll have a source evaluation assignment, the claim of fact, claim of value, and claim of policy essays. And you can see that there are also additional assignments that will get you to that final draft. Homework and readings are going to be worth 20% of your grade. Participation is worth 15%, and that's about it. This is a disclaimer here that's just saying basically that the work that you submit in Canvas, I may use in future classes as an example. So I will remove your name from that before I share it with anybody else, but please know that I may use your work in the future and for future sections of this class. Okay, Chaffey College resources. So in Canvas, from the dashboard, you can click on the Student Support Hub. That's a great place to access a lot of different services that Chaffey offers. From the Chaffey College website homepage, if you click on Current Students, you can access the student support page there, and these links will take you directly to those places. Please read this. Go ahead and pause and read this acknowledgement of course requirements. All right, next up is the academic calendar. So this is the 14-week calendar. You can also click here to go to the Chaffey webpage of academic calendars. And finally, we have the tentative course schedule. So this course schedule below is subject to change based on the needs and pace of the class. This schedule will be updated accordingly, and Canvas will also always have the most current information about readings and assignment due dates. Please note that all readings and assignments are listed on the day that they are due. You are expected to have readings and assignments completed on the date that they are listed. So in this class, I've scheduled it so that weeks begin on Mondays, except for week 1 because Monday is Labor Day, so week 1 begins on Tuesday. But weeks begin on Mondays, and then it goes to the Monday of the following week. All assignments and readings are due on Fridays and Mondays, each week. You are also expected to actively read any and all assigned readings. So that means annotating, highlighting, taking notes, writing in the margins, asking questions about the text, etc. And there will be an active reading assignment due the first week of class, as you can see right there. So this takes you through just a general overview of all 14 weeks of this class and what you can generally expect. But again, sometimes things change. Sometimes I think maybe I've put too much for a week, or we need to push a final draft out a little bit so that you all have more time just based on kind of things that are happening. So that's pretty much it. And let me know if you have any questions or concerns. You can send me an email or a message through the Canvas inbox. And I think that's it. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.